is metalwork at its finest. Look at this guy. Guys, Mustafa, he always does this. Interrupts me when I'm filming. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode from Salvage Nations. And in this episode, we're still going to continue the work on my LCI 325i. So without further ado, let's look at this car because I'm happy, I'm excited, we've got a lot of work to do. I want to show you a few things. So if you remember in the last episode, we did a lot of heating, pulling, a lot of pumping. I was doing a lot of pumping with this bad boy and we got it to a place now where it's looking a lot more brighter for the outcome of the chassis. We've run into a snag off camera, we had a look around and we realized that in order to get the aligning process as accurate as possible, I need to remove that bad boy right there, and that's the suspension leg on the driving side. So that's where we're going to be starting today. The whole subframe is going to be coming off at some point, so I'm not really too fussed about that. I've got, as I said, a replacement strut just to be safe. I've got replacement wishbones, replacement everything, hard brakes, everything. So I'm going to start today's video. The first thing I need to do is remove the suspension leg and begin the process of dropping that subframe. Once I've done with that, the Mustafa can come back in and continue the aligning process and the pulling process on the chassis. Once everything is aligned and everything looks great and everything's looking all sorts of lovely, we're going to reinforce the chassis that we've pulled, that we've heated and cooled and heated and cooled. We're going to reinforce it, and then we're going to start to get everything back in, and then hopefully the engine can go back in at some point in the future. But for now, we're going to start with removing the suspension leg, dropping that subframe, and then we'll continue with what else we need to get done today. So guys, let's get on. There you have it guys, so I've gone ahead and removed the suspension leg from the driver's side. Made sure that I've cable tied my caliper so that there's not any strain on the brake cable right there. As you can see, it's just giving Mustafa a bit of extra space to work on the chassis leg there. This is going to be coming down, coming around to the front. I've gone ahead, I don't need to remove all of this because this strut is okay, hubs, everything is okay on this side. All I needed to do was remove the wishbone ends from the subframe, and now the subframe is ready to drop down once Mustafa's ready. And I just want to say guys, I know it looks like we're putting fire, we're pulling, we're doing, but this is typical bodywork. This is what happens when the body of a car is metalwork at its finest. Look at this guy. Guys, Mustafa, he always does this. Interrupts me when I'm filming. So guys, it's coming along nicely, and we're just going to continue working away, and then we're going to break a bit, and then I'll give you another update very shortly. So let's continue. Right guys, this is the first test fit of my front slam panel. And as you can see, I've got my nuts in there. I've got a couple of nuts in right there, so it's nice and solid there. This is literally just to test the alignment. And we're gonna continue to do some measurements and stuff, but it's a lot of back and forth. And it's a lot of hard work to just manipulate the chassis legs where we want it to be. So now that we're happy with the alignment on the front, the next thing I need to check is if everything's gonna align with the new and not bent subframe. So I'll be dropping this old subframe, taking it out and putting in the new subframe. So that's the next step. Mustafa's happy, you feel positive?
Yeah, everything cool.
I feel happy, I feel positive. As Mustafa said, everything cool. We're gonna continue, get everything out of the way. And yeah, I just continue to get this car put back together. Let's get it. Guys, have a look at that. We've got major updates and I can't wait to show you. Let's go. I know that there's been a lot of fast forwarding and time lapses and stuff, but it's because there's been so much work today. This is a major milestone in this build and I want to show you guys. Come, let's have a look. So we've managed to line up the front slam panel. That's on. We're happy with the way that's looking and fitting. All the measurements add up. Have a look at that. It's looking nice. The lines are looking okay. There's still some work to do on the lining up side of things, but we're happy with that so far. I've gone ahead and I've removed my subframe. As you can see, there's a lot of damage on this one, but this car only had 40,000 miles on the clock. So my engine mounts and stuff like that, I'm gonna transfer from my old subframe onto the new subframe that I've got, and I'll show that to you in a second. But check this out. Have a look at my engine mounts. We've already checked these off camera. They're in excellent condition. Have a look at that. And there's some other little bits and bobs that I need to transfer over. Just if I turn it on the other side. So I need to take off these. Need to take out these, obviously. And there's one or two little clips like these that I need on the other subframe over there. So let's go check out the new subframe that I bought. And this is my replacement subframe. It's a bit dirty, but I'll clean that up in a sec. It came with these engine mounts, but I know that my car, I don't know how much mileage this car's had, but I know my car's only had 40,000. So I'll be swapping over these. It's the first things that I need to swap over. And like I said, it's got the anti-roll link bar, which should be okay. I'm gonna put everything back onto this one and then get this onto the car. Once we get that onto the car, we can do our final kind of measuring up on everything, make sure that everything fits. Then we can start reinforcing the chassis leg. Then we can start to think about putting the engine back in and getting all everything back together on this car. But guys, major progress today. Let's continue. I need to transfer some bits, as I just said, so let's continue with that, and then I'll let you know where we're at once we've done that. Right guys, so there we have it. I've transferred everything from my original damaged subframe, which came off the car today, and I've transferred it to the one I bought from the breaker's yard. As you can see, I've transferred the plastics, I've swapped out my engine mounts, I've transferred all of the little bolts, all the little screws, everything has been transferred over to this, and this one now is ready to be placed onto the car. So guys, we're making major progress today. We're gonna put this onto the car, and then hopefully we can continue to just assemble everything. As long as this fits, that's it, we've gone clear, and everything else could be assembled, and we can start to get this car back on the road. So let's get that started. Right guys, I've managed to, today so far, fit my front slam panel. We've got that pretty straight on the chassis leg right there. I've now completed fitting my subframe. That has gone super smooth, so I've got no issues with that done there. But have a look outside. Time has completely run out on me today. It's pitch black, it's freezing, and I'm knackered. So I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow. So it's the next morning here, and if you look behind me, we made lots of progress on this car yesterday, and I want to show you a few things. Come on. So we've gone on, I've attached my front slam panel, that's been fastened down, everything on that lines up perfectly. Have a look at this. So if you look, that's the locking mechanism in the middle. Obviously it's to that side. This is a button that you can press that, you can see it goes into the hole perfectly. I don't want it to lock because the cables for the bonnet locks are not connected. Apart from that, I've gone ahead and I've fastened down my subframe. That everything on that is lined up perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I've bolted it in from below. The next thing I need to do, this is my passenger side suspension. I had disconnected this to drop the old subframe. So the next thing I need to do now is I need to put this back into that, get everything on this side completely bolted down, and then we can put the wheel back onto this side. As for the chassis leg, I'm happy with that. It lines up on the top, it lines up on the bottom. We've heated it with the blowtorch, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of discoloration. So once everything is final, we're gonna be reinforcing it from the other side, from the outside. Once we reinforce it, we'll close it all back up, weld it all up, and this is actually gonna be stronger than when it came out the factory. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm telling you, it will be stronger than when it came out of the factory. After all of that's done, we're gonna be sanding this down a little bit, sanding down all the welds, making it look all nice and neat, and then I'm gonna be spraying some stone chip material to kind of close it off and protect it from rust. So I'm gonna be happy with that. So yes guys, there's a lot of work on this car yet to be completed, but that's what we do here on Salvage Nations. And if you like this kind of content guys, please give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying it, and make sure you press that subscribe button. So that's the plan. So I'm gonna stick you guys onto the chest cam. We're gonna get the suspension back up and running, and then we'll check in with you after that. So let's go. There you have it guys. Bonnet is locked, that's working fine. I've done my suspension, that's completely fine. And we can now start to work on the alignment, which is adjusting the wings. I just put those on blindly, adjusting all the bonnets and stuff either left or right. But before we do all of that, we need to close up the holes that we made into this chassis and reinforce everything, get that looking all nice. But I just want to show you, have a look at this guys. Have a listen. I pull my lever. There you go. Everything is working spot on. And it locks and opens smoothly. So there we have it guys. The front end is coming along. And I think that's the best place to leave it right there guys. We're going to be ending the video right here. I hope you've enjoyed it. And guys, Don't forget, smash that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, if you want to continue to see updates on this and all my other builds. If you've liked the content, make sure you give me a thumbs up because it helps YouTube know that you like my content and it pushes my content, and I'll really appreciate that, guys. And don't forget, if you want to support the channel, head on over to shopsalvagenation.com and buy some merch, guys. I would really appreciate it. And with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. And as I love to say, I hope you keep it moving, and I'll catch you in the next one.